Hi, everyone. Welcome to our One World Energy Encounter with the Zohar. This week's portion is Acharei Mot, and it's in volume 15 in our Zohar. And let's invite in the Kabbalistic lineage of the Rav and Karen, Michael, Rabbi Shlag, Rabbi Brandwein, the Ariyat Kodesh, the Ramchal, Rabbi Tarfon, Rabbi Mezulai, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Tepsk, Rabbi Kolon, Mishapir, Pia Setzna, the Baal Shem Tov, Rabbi Shurim Baruchai, and all students, Rabbi Mordechai of Chernobyl, One Soul with Yosef Tzaddik in Shechem. Today also is the anniversary of elevation of Rav Chaim of Tzanz. And by the way, tomorrow is also the anniversary of elevation of Joshua, the prophet who took over for Moses. So we have their assistance. Today is the 10th day of the Omer. And again, the Omer are the 49 days we're counting between the second night of Passover and the 50th day, which is Shavuot, the holiday that connects us to immortality and receiving the Torah and immortality on Mount Sinai. So we are literally every day counting a different aspect of energy and internalizing that. And that's how we're growing spiritually. And every day has a unique energy. Today is Tiferet of Gvura, which literally would mean balance in Gvura, or balance in judgment, or in appreciation, or in restriction. So it's a great day for balance. And so it's something that we always need to connect to. But today we're actually strengthening that ability within our left column, within Gvura. So anyone want to volunteer to read English for us today? Andrea, you up for it? Okay, great. Awesome. Okay, verse 30. V'yamar Hashem el Moshe, daber el Aaron achich, ve'al yavo b'chol et el hakodesh v'gomer. Rabbi Shimon Patach v'yamar, kol ha'nachalim holchim el hayam, v'hayam enenu maleh v'gomer. Amar Rabbi Shimon, tevavna al b'nei alma, dahad leit luhu anin lemechazeh, v'libal ashgecha, v'la yadin, v'la shabyan, libayhu, li'istakla bi'uta dema'arehon, hech naimin, v'la mit'areh mishena taihu, ad la yetehahu yoma, techafe alayhu, chashocha v'chavla, v'yitbahahu mareh defikdona, chushbana minaihu. Andrea?
And Hashem said to Moses, speak to Aaron, your brother, and that he come not at all times into the holy place.
Well, that's an interesting request. What does that mean? That, hey, by the way, don't go in there all the time. Like, it's almost like there are office hours in the Holy Temple. Here's when the professor is available for like what's going on. So to put some important context on this, the portion is called Acharei Mot, which means after death. After what death? After the death of the two sons of Aaron. So after the two sons of Aaron perished, that's when this section is read. And in the context of that after situation, God says, Moses, please let Aaron know it's not safe to go in there all the time. So what happened with the two sons of Aaron? It's Nadav and Avihu. It sounds like, by the way, the preceding Zohar section is about Nadav and Avihu. Like, what happened? Were they careless? Were they reckless? Did they go in at the wrong time? Well, what happened, and are they to be looked at as negatively because somehow they did something, and they perished. They literally spontaneously combusted. So what is going on? And what, more importantly, what does it mean for us today, now, in the present? So what the Torah says that Nadav and Avihu did was basically they lit a strange fire. What our teachers have taught us is that they believed it was the time of the Messiah. They believed that they could bring back immortality that we lost at Mount Sinai. And they believed that it was worth the risk to see if they could do that. But there was a slight miscalculation on their part. But they were very elevated souls. They weren't like messing around. I mean, retrospectively, they were. Um, they just apparently was some kind of miscalculation. I think that's the thing about it. So there's a lot of consequences from that occurrence. One is, it's like in our life when something goes wrong, it's like we come up with a whole new set of rules so we can avoid that problem in the future. That's what it sounds like. But in a much deeper way, things that come into our lives show up in ways that we don't always appreciate them. So the first thing I want to say is that the opportunity for us is to appreciate what's going on, even though at times it doesn't look like it. We don't know if it's good, we don't know if it's bad, we don't know. And it's like we have to give it time, because in this world, everything is subject to a process. And if we rush the process, there can be consequences. So on the one hand, we want to embrace the process. We do want it to go fast, but if we try to speed it up, we may short circuit. And that's really what this is about. You have to let things play out. If you really want to speed it up, then just embrace the process. Don't take shortcuts. And that has present moment meaning. And it goes also to this idea of tiferet shebigvura, balance in left column. It needs to be balanced. And remember, for us, like when we're experiencing lack, like, where is my soulmate? Where is the promotion I thought I was going to get? Where is my spiritual growth? I feel like I'm plateauing. Where is my financial prosperity? Where is the ideal living situation and the ideal partners? Like, where is that? And we know that we don't have that because we feel like we don't have something. So we want that. We want to have that desire. And paradoxically, at the same time we want the desire, we're kind of pushing it away. We're embracing the energy of lack. Because ultimately, lack is a label we slap on that feeling. David, what are you talking about? I don't have the slice of pizza. I'm telling you, I'm starving. I can see it. It's bubbling up. I don't have it. I feel lack. I'm hungry. I know, stay in the hunger. It's good for you. Because the hunger is helping you to grow in your desire. And that's the paradox. I want it. I'm not taking it. I'm waiting for it. I know, but my desire is growing. That's right. Your desire is growing. And it's healthy because it's helping us grow. It's helping us expand our vessel from the 8-ounce coffee cup to the 12-ounce coffee cup, because the blessing that's coming our way will not fit in an 8-ounce cup. It needs a 12-ounce cup or a 16-ounce cup. And so that energy of lack that we identify, it's energy. We slap the lack label on it, but it's just energy. That energy is our growth. And if we try to move it along too fast, it will short circuit because we don't have a vessel for that. But it's all coming from the light. Even the energy that we identify as lack is coming from the light. It's there to help us. It's always coming from the light. Suzanne, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, very timely. I had my process worked around what you're talking about today. It's pretty awesome. You know, in the last 24 hours, I would say maybe 36 hours, I could see that in an area where I've been deeply desiring growth around sustenance and some shifts, I could see deeply within me that apparently I had to get to this point to make new decisions about not so much. I would say maybe when I first started Kabbalah, we'll dial back, I don't know, approximately 16 to 20 years ago. I don't remember anymore. It doesn't matter. But my choice then was more acceptance and almost not to take the passion out of it for the moment, but kind of more like accepting. And now what I see is, oh my God, there's just a bunch of pride in there, which is a receiving for the self alone. And that's what needs to be eradicated. Actually, the passion needs to still be there in the drive. So it's interesting, right? Like just a new day, new perspective. It's like a fresh way of looking at things. So it's a
Yeah,
blessing.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
you know,
it's been quite a ride, but yeah.
without that experience, you don't have the ability to actually discern what you just described. Like you don't have the
Right,
awareness. So much of
right.
what we're experiencing is helping us with this awareness.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's clear, it's very clear. It's subtle, but it's clear, and it's a gift to be able to even see it because it's been there forever. Like, because this kind of the Italian, passionate Italian, crazy family.
Well, that
You
helps.
become like
That
them.
helps.
It really does, right? No, but part of it too is the pride element where that I thing. And it's like, oh, wow, this is the part that needs to be quiet. Just shh, and let the rest of it come forward.
So
You were.
yeah, so like that's the point. Like it's like we without getting into the details, it's like it's the paradox of desiring something and pushing it away at the same time. Because that's what reveals light. That's the restriction.
Yes.
That's what reveals light. And that also is what helps us grow. Okay. So that's kind of like where we're entering this little energy field here in this Zohar. Moses, God isn't talking to Aaron. Moses is the primary channel. And so the creator is communicating with Moses and telling him to give a message to his brother. Listen, that was Moses's two nephews, Nadav and Avihu, perished. So, everyone was really rocked by that. You would understand on a 1% level. Okay, keep going.
Hey, David, I
Yes,
thought you were
David.
going to go. I thought you were going to go to the holy place and the Holy of Holies, and there's only very specific times that Aaron could go in. I thought that's where you were going with this.
Well, that's true.
Isn't that's how I thought that was the reference to the holy place. Was the Holy of Holies.
Well, it is the Holy of Holies. And yes, there's limited time, but the Holy of Holies, there's only one day the high priest went into the Holy of Holies, and that's Yom Kippur.
Right. So isn't that what they're saying? Isn't they're saying?
Is that what it says, though?
Well, I interpret it to be, or a potential interpretation is that there is a specific time where there is a window available where you can maximize your visit to the Holy of Holies.
Yeah. By the way, but on this topic, I think it's saying a lot more than that. But and that's what I think that's what we're choosing to focus on. But now that you brought it up, when the high priest on Yom Kippur went into the Holy of Holies, which is the only day he really went in there, he had a rope tied around his waist.
Come here.
And I'm pretty sure there were bells along the bottom of his garment, and in addition to a lot of other aspects of his garments. And if he perished while he was in the Holy of Holies, that's why they had the rope around him, so they could get him out, because you can't just go in and pull him out. You're not allowed in there. He's the only one who can go in, it's the high priest. So it was a very highly charged, energetic field in there. Okay, let's keep going. So what happens next?
Rabbi Shimon said, all the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full.
What could that possibly mean? By the way, why isn't all the rivers are running into the sea? Why isn't the sea full?
No idea.
Right?
Right.
Do we have to worry about that too? on top of climate change and the melting ice caps, we have to worry about not only is that flooding all the coastal communities allegedly, and I mean that, but but the rivers are running it also. Why isn't that a bigger issue? You know, this planet is very resilient. I'm just saying. It's very resilient. And in part because it was put here by the Creator for us to do our work. And our work does require a sensitivity to our environment. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's not all in our hands. It's clearly not all in our hands. So on a 1% level, this is a very interesting thing to think about, but I want to delve into what does this mean on a 99% level? So, and Mikhail spoke about this recently, but one of the things that we always want to do, and we've talked about, is we want to connect to the inner essence of everything. I was doing a workshop for a class this past week on the soul of money. So, you know, money's important, obviously. We think $1 is worth $1 and $100 is worth $100. But the reality is, within that dollar is energy, unlimited energy. Within the $100 is unlimited energy. Money has, and it's so powerful. There is an internal energy of money. It's the soul of money. And the thing to keep in mind is like, it always looks like what we get paid or what we make is the result of our efforts. That's on the 1%. On the 99%, it's coming from the Creator. It's all coming from the Creator. And that's what this means at a certain level. All the rivers went into the sea, yet the sea is not full. There's a constant flow of the Creator's energy in everything that we encounter. I know the world that we live in looks static, looks the same way it did yesterday. And that's an illusion. At every moment, there's a flow of energy that keeps everything animated. It's like animation. It looks real. This looks real, but it's really milliseconds of snapshots pasted together that make it look like motion, make it look like time, space, and motion. It's an illusion. The deeper reality is it's energy, and the energy is constantly flowing. And yet, the energy is constantly flowing into our realm, yet our realm is not yet full. So it's this idea of direct light and returning light. There is a whole cycle that's always taking place. Because you got to assume that, you know, the ocean water is filtering through somewhere in the system and returning back into the river, or going up in rain and coming back, right? There's a whole cycle. On a natural level, there's a cycle. Water evaporates, fills the clouds, rains, fills the streams and ponds that are the rivers that are running into the ocean. It's cyclical. Everything is cyclical. Your weather is cyclical. And that is at the 1% level. As above, so below. It's also happening at an energetic level. And it's like people who have had near-death experiences, they come back and they're like, oh my God, we're caught up in like such, the Yiddish word would be Narishkeit. Like we're caught up in such like meaningless things that we create all kinds of drama around. Just wait for the next train. Wait for the next opportunity. And, you know, this ties back. I mean, it's all flowing. The opportunities are there. The opportunities are not stopping. Your opportunities for growth continue. And so part of what we're connecting here also is to this deeper consciousness of the light is got our back. The light is in every process that we're in. The light sent the challenges to us. The light is assisting us in our growth, and just embrace the process. Because if we try to push things along too quickly when we're not ready, it will create a short circuit. Okay, keep going.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Rabbi Shimon said, I wonder about people, that they have no eyes to see, no heart to observe. They do not know or pay attention to the wishes of their master.
Don't they though? Don't they have eyes that see? Don't they have a heart that observes?
Right
Oh,
there,
yeah, they see. They don't see the role of the creator. This is exactly what we're talking about. That is his point. They see, but they don't see the source. They think it's them. This is body consciousness. This is like our soul asked to come here to do work, and in the process of coming here to do work, we lost our perspective. We see, but we don't have perspective. We feel, but we don't have perspective. And the perspective is that the creator put us here, and the creator created this movie for us. And everything is customized to assist us with the growth that we asked for an opportunity to work on. But everyone's running around like, that's not happening. That's not what's going on. It's up to me. And so, in the context of the processes that we are going through, ask the light for help. You can't be too specific. Help me with this specific situation in this specific challenge. Be specific and just, keep returning your consciousness to that. Okay, keep going.
How asleep they are, and do not awaken before the day will come, when thick darkness will cover them. The owner of the deposit will demand his due accounting from them.
Who's the owner of the deposit?
The-
That's the creator. That's the spark
Oh,
of the creator that's within us. That's what we were given to do our work.
But what does it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go
The
ahead.
owner of the deposit will demand his due accounting from them. That's a little bit harsh.
You said you were going to come here to do your work. How'd it go? I
Okay.
forgot what I had to do.
Well, we do forget, right?
We do. That's why we're always in our prayers asking for spiritual remembrance. We're asking to remember what we came here for. And it's like that's the paradox of like when we're awake, perhaps when we're asleep, then we're actually asleep. When we're asleep, we're getting messages. When we're awake, it's like the impact and attractiveness of the physical world blinds us to the messages that we're getting all the time. So one of the other things is as we read this, and Rabbi Shimon reminds us about what waking sleep is, I want to have enough awareness to hear and see the blessings. There was a day this week where I was definitely overwhelmed with a bunch of challenges. And I was taking a shortcut through a building to go out to where my car was parked. And there was like a kind of like a banquet room, and they were setting up or something. And as I walked through the banquet room, next thing I know, I'm literally face down on the floor. I didn't really hit my face on the floor, but my hat went flying. I hit the floor with such force. I tripped because the knuckleheads who were doing work there had a extension cord running across the path that I was walking. And it was bright orange, but the lights weren't on. I didn't see it. I never saw it. So I'm like, I dusted myself off, got up. It was embarrassing. And I tried to shake it off. And I'm like, well, why did that happen?
Because you're supposed to be embarrassed.
Well, okay, yes. There's only one other person in the room. So
But still.
if there'd been a huge crowd, okay.
Right.
But you're not wrong. I don't think it's so much an embarrassment. I think it was just that all the drama of the day had really left me less than appropriately grounded. And
Yeah.
so here, boom. You think you got it rough? Here, take a fall and get up. And
Yeah.
now you'll be happy you're okay. I mean, that's what's going on all the time for us. It's like, are we hearing the messages? So again, like the opportunity for us here is among the things we should be praying for on a daily basis or meditating on a daily basis is, please help me hear the messages that I'm getting. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Any questions about this so far?
No, I have a
Okay.
funny story though
Go ahead.
about being asleep. So I was in New York, and it was after the Torah reading. I decided to go walk around Times Square and just walk around. I had my earphones on. It was so much fun. And I walk into H&M, and it's huge. And I'm looking for sunglasses, and I find sunglasses, but I'm so distracted by literally by the high of the Seder and the Torah reading that I wasn't paying attention. I walked out with the sunglasses without
Great.
paying.
They love that in New York.
I was like, oh my God, I got to take these back, but I cannot admit that I took them. So I have to sneak back in there and put them down because I do not want to get arrested.
I don't think they arrest people for that stuff anymore, but that's a great story.
It's
You know,
great.
listen, it's like, we get, it's like, it's a very overwhelming area. And I
Oh.
like that HMN in particular. I know what you're talking about. I've been there. I'm just saying, like, is a lot of energy. And
Yeah.
so, it's always a good opportunity when we, for us to kind of sense the energy and just restrict, take a deep breath,
Yeah.
find a way to ground ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. It's like you won't short circuit if you're appropriately grounded. If you're appropriately grounded, you're not going to force the issue. You're going to be like, I'm good. I'm good with the lack because I know it's there to help me. But that's easier said than done. But that's the work. That's the work that we're doing. Verse 31. The charazah kol yoma karei alayhu v'nishmatehon as hidat v'hon b'chol yoma v'leiliyah. Oraita ramat kalin l'chol ivar machrezet v'omeret ad matai p'ta'im te'ehavu v'ti mi v'ti yasur hena chasar lev amralo l'chulachamu b'lachmi ushtu b'yayin misachti v'leit man diyarkin udnei v'leit man diyatar libei.
An announcement is called out about them daily, and their soul testifies within them day and night.
What? What? It's like here we are asleep, but like our soul knows what's going on. In the upper realm, they know what's going on. It's everything that's happening that we're doing is our soul is testifying about. You're not hiding anything. I hope the Creator doesn't see this. That's not happening. It's not the way it works. It's like your soul sees the conflict between soul and body consciousness. It's just at our level of consciousness, we can't see it because we're blinded by the 1% realm. But our soul is there also, and our soul sees it all. It's like multiple consciousness is. It's like it's levels of consciousness. At one level, we don't connect with it. At another level, we're connecting with all of it. And those two pieces are operating at the same time. This is why when we can elevate our consciousness, we have the opportunity to see more. Because we're literally coming at it from a different perspective. So again, another tremendous opportunity for us here is to elevate our consciousness, to see the deeper reality, to see the deeper present moment, to be more present in the now, to be more grounded in what we're doing. So we don't walk out of the store with the sunglasses or trip on an extension cord. Okay, keep going.
Right. Okay. The door raises its voice in all directions and says, "How long, fools, will you love foolishness.
What does that mean? What do you mean, the Torah is making fun of us? Look, listen, we see foolishness also in our world. I don't want to judge, really don't, because everything's happening for a reason. So this is somewhat of an anthropomorphic in that it's not like the Torah is having a good time at our expense. That's not what's going on. It's just, it's highlighting the contrast between walking around in the dark and walking around with eyes wide open. There's a huge difference. And we want to be with eyes wide open, observing what's going on, present to what's going on, looking for the deeper opportunities, the deeper messages, the deeper guidance. Okay, keep going.
Whoever is a fool, let him turn in here. As for him that lacks understanding, she says to him, come eat of my bread and drink of the wine which I have mixed. No one lends his ear or wakens his heart.
There's all these opportunities that, like, we're getting invitations. Our guides are saying things to us. But we're so wrapped up in the physical challenges that we don't see it. We don't hear it. We don't perceive the deeper reality. Yes. Andrew, you can say something? Or you just...
Well, what this also tells me is that the Creator does not want us to be stupid. Like we're not here in this world to be dumb and stupid. We're here to be educated. We're here to know, and we're here to make wise decisions. But at the same, we're not here to be fools, right? I mean, I don't know. Am I being judgmental?
No, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's probably a, using different words. It's like, we didn't come here to make candles. We came here to collect diamonds.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Right.
And that goes back to the old story about the guy, the poor guy, who he and his wife decided he would go to the island of diamonds, where there's a boat that only goes once every 7 years, but they were poor. So he was going to go and come back and collect as many diamonds as he could, so he could have those diamonds back in their world. But over the 7-year period of time, he was a candle maker, and they didn't have candles, so he started making candles. And when he left, he just brought his best candles with him, and he forgot he was there to collect diamonds.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, like, we came here to collect diamonds, and we end up in, like, the candle making business. Those candles mean nothing in the upper realm. It's the diamonds that mean something.
Mhm.
What is the diamonds in this metaphor? It's removing our blockages. It's growing in our ability to share and care and be there for people. It's growing in our way to, in the ways that we need to see that it's all coming from the Creator. That, like, it's important to know who butters your bread. Yeah, the Creator is buttering your bread. Like, we are working on transforming our consciousness. And the more we work to transform our consciousness and see what are the truly valuable, sustainable things, you can't take the money with you. You can take all the merits and the good deeds and the partnerships that we create and the lives that we create and the community that we create and the connection that we get. That all we can take comes with us. That is happening at a soul level. So it's a really important, always an important distinction to make. That's what this is helping us. And it's interesting, just to get back, the title is Acharei Mot. And just so you know, the portion that follows Acharei Mot after the passing is called Kadoshim, which is holiness. And what's holiness? It's not, what is holiness? It specifically is that timeless inner essence of everything. So, like, this, just even the two portions read in succession, it help us understand the cycle of everything we're going through. We're here to do work because we want to bring that those merits with us after we elevate. That's what we came here to do, to collect the proverbial diamonds. Okay, we're out of time. Thank you all. Love you. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Shabbat shalom.